the barbell hip thrust. Now, this is one of the best compound movements for isolating your glutes and that hip extension movement. Hip extension is essentially just by contracting our glutes, allowing to fully extend the hip, which is where our body can do a nice line. We're not hinged back. That's gonna be flexion. Extension is coming to that full upright position. Now, when you set this up, this is gonna be one of the trickiest things about the barbell hip thrust. Now, I like to have kind of a roller from my freak athlete. Now, not everybody has one of those, so I did do this video on the bench. The bench is a little high for me, I'm not gonna lie, and it's a high for probably a lot of people. So if it feels that way, that's normal. Doesn't mean you can't do it, but just understand that. So what I want you to do when setting up, this is gonna be one of the biggest things. As we rock our shoulders and get them into place, I'm gonna hold that barbell in place. I'm gonna use a pad. If you're gonna do this movement often, you're gonna want a pad. You might be tough for a little bit, but as you do this movement, it's gonna end up being a limiter. That barbell is gonna be sitting on your pelvic bones. It's not fun. So buy yourself a cheap $20 pad on Amazon, keep it in your gym bag, you'll be good to go. Now, as we said for the movement, I want my feet nice and flat. At the top of that movement, I kind of want my shins relatively straight. What I don't want, if my feet are so tucked underneath me, what you may not realize is your quads will start compensating, try to help out during this movement. So we want feet a little farther away. So again, at the top, either our shins vertical or the opposite direction. We don't want our feet tucked underneath us. Now, a big thing with this movement is keeping our midline nice and straight. And what I mean by that is what we don't want to do is by flaring our ribs at the top of the movement. So many people get so caught up in coming up to this big tabletop position, they flare their ribs and they extend through the middle back, and it really just takes the pressure off the glutes and ends up loading their lumbar and their erectors way more, maybe even some pinching in some of the lower vertebrae. So it really ends up being kind of counterproductive of what we're trying to do. So what I want you to do is think about keeping your chin tucked and our rib cage down. It may feel like you're not getting a full extension, but what you're doing is isolate hip extension. You're not getting into the lumbar extension. So, and then on the way down, what I don't want to do is then dump my pelvis on the way down and extend back. Again, that's a bunch of lumbar, some nice pelvic movement that we don't really want. We want to keep that in a straight line. So as I bring that weight down, I'm going to bring my entire body down with it to keep that midline nice and straight, and then make sure we're keeping the tension in the glutes. So again, we're trying not to dump the pelvis in any kind of anterior pelvic tilt. We want to keep everything locked in and keep that chin and rib cage down. Try that technique out and let me know how it goes.